All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm super excited that you guys are here with us today. I hope everybody's enjoying the time at home with your family and your kids, this extra time, and taking that blessing to do that. I'm up at our cabin with my children, and I just have to say, before we get into this with Joel doing talking about 10 rounds, I had about 6 of us doing 10 rounds this morning. We weren't that coordinated, and to be honest with you, some of my kids were like, I don't get it. I can't get the punches right. I was like, it doesn't really matter as long as you are just moving and having fun with it. So I want you guys to think about that with your coaching journey. Just focus on keep moving forward every single day, having fun with it. And there's no perfect way to do it. It'll just be, doing your best to help other people. So I'm super excited to be here. I just want to give one announcement as we're waiting for Joel to hop on. And then is Michelle on here, Kayshawn? Can you say?
I think she is. Hey, Michelle, is that you? Is that the Michelle that we're looking for? I'm here.
Okay. Oh, she's here. Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that we do have coming up our first ever virtual Super Weekend, which will be on Saturday, April 18th. So mark your calendar for that. I don't believe we have an exact time yet, but it'll be a virtual event. They're going to talk a lot about BOD groups. And let's make it something awesome and incredible and something to remember. I will miss being able to hang out with everybody in person at the live events, but we'll have a virtual event, and it'll be our first one. And innovating and learning how to best help. We're excited about the BOD groups and what we're going to learn at the virtual Super Weekend. So with that being said, I'll let Michelle.
Hey guys, sorry I missed the first part. This is absolutely crazy. Having my little girl, so she just got Messenger Kids, and I have been listening to her talk to her friends all night. Totally lost track of time here for this super exciting call. Anyways, my whole team, my uplines team, we are all here and we are so excited for this call. Everyone is loving 10 rounds. I think for us personally, it came at a perfect time. So much craziness going on in our world right now. And this was kind of something uplifting, something exciting to talk about and keep sharing on our stories so we can kind of spread the light right now to all our viewers and hopefully keep them feeling uplifted, but also see us continue with our routines, which I think is so important for everyone right now. I know it has been for me, and I know if I keep sharing mine, then my viewers will kind of kick into action in the next little bit too. So we are super pumped. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say.
Awesome. So Kayshawn, you just let me know when you see Joel hop on.
I will do that.
Okay. I've been doing Beachbody workouts since, for those of you who don't know, since 2010. May 20th, 2010 was the first day I did P90X. And I've been doing these workouts for 10 years, which is crazy to me. But I love seeing when all these new workout programs come out, to just be able to try them out. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, not really my style. And then when I get into it, morning meltdown 100, I did that 2 times, all the way through. And I'm like, this is so different than what I'm used to. But I had incredible results with it. And then my wife did it 3 times as well. My daughter's done it, and we're just getting into 10 rounds. But I have to tell you, the first week of 10 rounds, I was like, I've been lifting. I just finished Body Beast. I did 90 days of Body Beast. I was like, I don't really know what 10 rounds is going to do for me after doing Body Beast. And I did 1 week, and I had this little cough. Don't worry, I don't got the thing that everybody's talking about. But I would cough, and my whole rib cage hurt, from all of the. It hurt from the soreness of all the core moves and all the punching. It made me more sore than I've been in a long time in a lot of different ways. So I'm super excited about it and halfway through the second week and feeling awesome with it. I'm not very coordinated with the moves, but hey, it's fun. Cool.
Thank you for sharing that, Scotty. It's been actually really fun watching your journey and seeing your videos from way back in the day on YouTube still. So it's just so cool to see and witness your consistency throughout all these years. And to talk more about how we can maintain that consistency, he just joined us. He's here, the creator of our newest program. Joel, where you at?
What I have decided that if I ever need a hype person, it's going to be Keyshawn Graves.
I got your back.
It's pretty much like, look, the rest of your team's amazing, but you kind of like take it up.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. All right, Scotty, Michelle, take it away. This is not my show. Joel, Scotty, and Michelle are going to be hosting this. They will fire off the questions from their amazing teams that are represented in the participants. So I'll let them take it away, and I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. What's up, everybody? I jumped on at the right time to hear, Scotty, you were saying you were sore.
Yes.
Well, good. All right. Well, job well done then, sir.
Cool. Well, we will have the chat open for any of you guys that are on here live. We want to hear you guys ask your questions. So just type those questions into the chat so we can fire them off to Joel. Joel, we'll start off with letting you just share what you want to share about the program, and then we'll start gathering up some questions for you.
Sure, man. Thank you, and happy, what's today? Wednesday. See, this is the problem when you don't leave your house for a couple weeks. You're just like, I have no idea what day it is. So, and I haven't put pants on in a while. I have pants on right now. I'm just saying, like, like jeans and that sort of thing. But never mind. Let's move on. It's awkward now. But yeah, so happy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks for having me. And it's been awesome to see a lot of you guys are doing 10 rounds right now. It's always fun to come back and do these coach calls because, I only do the calls when I'm launching a new program. So I hadn't done the calls since Live 4, and now I'm back doing 10 rounds and just absolutely loving what I'm seeing with everybody doing it. So that's awesome. And I'm loving what I'm hearing. It's one thing getting tagged in things. It's more getting the feedback from people saying how much they love it and how much fun they're having. And that word fun, that's the F word that I love in fitness right there, is because that's, this program, coming into it, we knew that this was going to be a little bit more of a technical program. We knew that this was going to be a little bit more of have a little bit higher level of intimidation factor for people coming into it. So I really wanted to do everything that I could in the design and everything to, and the way we shot it and the way we marketed all that stuff. We all wanted to do that to make it as little intimidation as possible. And then obviously as you're doing the workouts, people are having a good time. So, the thing about it is what I've been seeing a lot of people talk about is the fact of how surprised they are and how sore they are, but also in, how much lower body movement there is and how much lower body training there is. So many people, which is, I'm kind of like in the back, I'm like, hee. I knew it, because everyone thinks that boxing is from the waist up when all the power comes from the waist down. So that, like every day almost is leg day in this program. It really is. And I love that. The program itself is different in a lot of respects. And so I'm talking to you guys as coaches now. And this is something that you definitely want to understand about 10 rounds. There's a punch is a punch, a squat is a squat. So what makes 10 rounds so different? Well, it's an authentic boxing training program. It's how you actually train in a boxing gym. It's how I actually train when I go to my boxing gym. I have a boxing trainer. She's a former champion boxer from Ireland. I've trained with a lot of boxers over the years, and this is how we train. Number drill, pad drill. You basically be hitting these numbers if you were hitting mitts. And the conditioning element, agility element, that's basically ladder drills without the ladder. The core elements, everything, the weightlifting aspect, the weightlifting element is in muscular endurance training. So it's legit how you would train 5 days a week if you were wanting to actually train into a boxer. Well, 38 minutes, so it's about as abridged as you could get when it comes to actual boxing training. But that's what really makes it, and what makes it so different is the fact of taking it to a whole different level and getting rid of, not adding things, but getting rid of some of the things that people are used to seeing in a workout program. Biggest example I could use, and everyone's always, because I've always been getting questions on, like, how come we don't switch sides? Well, you don't need to switch sides. When you're in a balanced boxing stance with your weight distributed equally between both feet, as I teach you in the boxing basics, and I talk about nonstop in the workouts, you don't need to switch sides. And it's the way you train in the transverse plane of movement, and the way the combinations work out, it is balance, 100% balance. Obviously, when we change the plane of movement into a squat or lunge or something like that, of course we switch sides. But that's what's different. That's just kind of like a little check mark in what makes this so different. It's really authentic. So it teaches you how to stand in your dominant stance and how to throw combos in your dominant stance, whether that be traditional or southpaw. excuse me, the way it's kind of broken out with the boxing and conditioning, agility in one 3 days a week, and then you go into the weightlifting element. That's a little bit different. And then overall, people have been asking why we don't have a cool down at the end of it. It's not to say that we don't think it's important. I obviously throw to it at the end of every single workout, but that's something, cool down. There's a difference between cool down and stretching. Cool down is simply allowing your body to cool down, which means the workout's over. You're going to go make your shake. You're going to relax. You're going to change. You're going to, whatever you're going to do. That's a cool down. Stretching is a little bit more so. And, it depends on the person's time. So we wanted to end the program on a high note where you end the workout and you're like, man, this is awesome. Yay. I feel great. I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. And then obviously take some extra time if you have it to stretch. And if you don't, then make sure you stretch on those rest days. That's why there's 2 built-in rest days on that. So again, something a little bit different. People have their opinions on that. I'm not going to argue with people about the opinions if you like it or not. But we just decided in the end that this was something that we could really end on a high note. And we knew that that would make it more susceptible for people to push play the next day by doing it the way we did it. So that's kind of the thing. So that's, on all that stuff is really just why this program is different. And then it just always comes back to the element of repetition. It's progressive. You guys have seen, if you've been doing it, hopefully, that you see a little bit of how the, how long the workouts are, not the workout, how long the workouts, how the workouts are progressing. So day 1, learn 1s and 2s. And then you come into the next boxing, it's 3s and 4s, 5s and 6s. This week, week 2, you go into defensive moves, and then we're going to progress your footwork. So it just continues to progress, but it's all based on repetition. You're still always going to be throwing 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s and defensive movements, the slips and rolls, even as you progress. And that is like everything else. Practice, 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 repetition, 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 like riding a bike or walking or anything. So that's how you're going to get it. That's how people are going to get it. And that's why people are getting such amazing results, because of all the repetition.
Awesome. So I've been writing down questions as we go, Joel. You answered a couple of them. Let me grab these. The first one that came up as you're going, Sean said, hey, I just had a hip replacement. Should I still stay in my dominant stance?
That is, Sean, that's completely up to you and your doctor. So I would that you just need to know what your limitations are. Same thing, you guys, with knees, elbows, neck, anything. You need to, if you have a specific injury, you need to know what your limitations are and how you need to modify what you can and can't do. So
it's more building strength in that leg, Joel. It's just weaker because they cut into that muscle. So now I'm just wondering, if I stay in my dominant stance, my leg is my right leg, but my dominant stance, my left foot is forward. So I'm just wondering, if we box, will that build the strength in that leg, or should I add extra stuff? Sorry, Scotty.
No, you don't want to add anything extra. I mean, because you still have the weightlifting component, and there's a lot of leg movement in the actual boxing program. I think this is a great program to build leg strength. But if you say it's your right leg.
Yeah, it's my right leg. My right leg is back.
And you're right-handed?
And I'm right-handed, yeah.
Yeah, so you have your left leg forward in your traditional stance. So the stance shouldn't make a difference, again, because remember, it's depending on how your body weight is supposed to be balanced. So the stance shouldn't matter. It's all the other stuff you're going to do in conditioning, agility, and the actual leg days. Cool, man.
Awesome. Okay, the next question I saw come up was, can we use boxing bags or stands if we have them while we do your workout once we get the moves down?
No, because if I thought that was a good idea, you'd see it in the program.
Awesome.
So just common sense on that one. No, I get it. People have bags, and people also have been asking about weighted gloves, but first of all, and I love coaches. I love you guys, because I've been with in Beachbody for 10 years now. And all these questions are always coaches are like, how do we intensify it? Like, nobody ever asks that if they're just getting, starting to work out, on day 1, but it's always coaches that are like, how do we make this program harder? You guys, I promise you it's plenty. Weighted gloves, I have my own personal opinion about it. My personal opinion about weighted gloves, like actual pound gloves, is you should throw those in the trash can, because you're asking to hurt yourself. That is a thing back in old school day of thinking that, heavier was better when you lengthen your levers. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a good idea. That's just me. And then with the bag and stuff like that, no, because it's a shadow boxing program. So it's designed specifically for shadow boxing, and hitting the bag is a completely different style. And you don't do 10 3-minute rounds of hitting the bag. It's completely different. So the minute you add impact is different. So I just want to say, ask that you trust me, trust the program, trust the year of work that it took to get this sucker going, all the testing that we did and everything, it does work. So, and just try it from start to finish before you try to intensify it.
I love that. I was saying before you hopped on, I just finished a really extreme 90 days of Body Beast, and I came on 1 week of the 10 rounds. Obviously, no extra weighted stuff, just doing the shadow boxing as you direct in there. And my whole rib cage is like absolutely sore. My whole core just hurts to move. So it worked.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question. Let's see. Popped up the wrong thing there. The next question I copied down was, okay, Lindsay said, I love how legit this program is. To fully train with this program, what nutrition program would be the best? And then she put as far as 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix. What's your opinion?
I don't have one. It doesn't matter. We tested it with both. So they both are amazing. That's why we have them, and they both work great. So they each have their own bracket for 10 rounds, in terms of looking at. I know only reason I know UPF is moderately challenging because it's under 45 minutes. Autumn and I were talking about that. I don't know what 2B Mindset is, but I know that we did both programs, or both fitness platforms were tested with this program. They both work great. So whatever you can stick with consistently is what I say.
Awesome. Cool. Is it normal to feel sore a lot?
Yes. Absolutely. If you're doing something different, then of course your body's going to be going, what the heck is going on? So absolutely it's normal to be sore a lot.
Cool. I'm going to add a question onto that just because I hear it once in a while. Okay, so they're feeling sore a lot. Sometimes I hear someone, they're sore after a workout, and they're like, okay, I'm not going to work out today because I'm so sore from yesterday. What is your advice to that?
There's something to be said about just you don't want to have too much time go by and too much lactic acid to build up. So if you decide to skip a workout or skip a day, or like take a rest day in the middle of the week in between the workouts, I think that's fine, but I would definitely suggest doing a full yoga workout, 40, like at least like go to the 3-week yoga retreat on Beachbody On Demand. Pick one that says like full body restorative, I think they're called, or something like that. There's some full body ones on there, and do that. Like, so don't not do anything. That's not a good idea.
Awesome. I love that advice. Yeah, the 3-week yoga retreat. If you guys haven't checked that out, I've gone through that a few times. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see the next question on here. And then remember, you guys can type in some more questions because this is the last one I copied from the chat thread. It said, when we did core force, there was a week where we added in an extra fat because the workout changed. Is there any week you think we need to add in extra healthy fat or another food with UPF?
No. Keep it consistent. So, thinking back to the way it used to be done, guys, Core to Force was one of the last programs, the last one I was a part of, obviously, before everything kind of switched up. But it was the back in the day when we did DVDs, it was always thought you kind of had to have like some sort of cool nutritional thing to go with the program as well. And Scotty, you've been around a long time, so you knew that too. So every program always had like its own nutritional thing, and then you had to change it every single time. What we have now, though, and this is the coolest aspect about it, is the fact that we in Beachbody now have 2 established nutritional platforms to use. And what that does is it creates consistency, in your nutrition that runs along whatever fitness program you're doing. And that's really where the results come in. It's not going up and down and changing your fast, doing this and that. It's getting consistent calories in, consistent macros based on whatever plan you're following in terms of colors and containers and 2B Mindset. That's where you get the results. There's it's 100% not necessary to mess with the colors, in my opinion.
Awesome. I love that advice. And that goes along more with making this a lifestyle, not just going through the program, following your meal plan. It's like something you do because it's who you're becoming.
Right. Well, that's what's so cool, though, is now the nutritional component is the lifestyle. So that's really what you want to establish. And that's what you want to establish with your customers and clients, because that's exactly what they need. That's the number one thing. We all know you can't outwork a bad diet. We know this, right? It's all, and abs are made in the kitchen. We've heard all the sayings. So establishing this nutritional consistency at that point, once you get that, and 2B Mindset was great when it first launched. And in that concept, it was saying it was the first time we'd ever have something like that. So I loved it because it was the first time saying, look, we're not even going to talk about fitness right now. We're just going to get your nutrition under control. And because we know how important that is. The minute you get that, then it doesn't matter what program comes out. It doesn't matter, like if you're coming off a bar blend or morning meltdown or the work or whatever it is, you come into 10 rounds, and then when you go into the next program, you don't have to change your nutrition whatsoever. If anything, you just have to adjust your calorie brackets depending on the program itself, which is amazing. So it just takes so much work and guesswork and change out of the nutritional component that's really where you get all the results on top of the program.
I love that. Cool. And, I went from to give you an example, I went from Body Beast to 3-week yoga retreat to 10 rounds, and my nutrition has been the same through all 3 of those.
Exactly.
I eat the same. Okay, cool. So that goes along with that. The next question I saw, there's a few came in now. Angelica says, my lower back around my spine is killing me. Upper body blades, my upper body, my shoulder blades are all sore.
Okay.
So
that's good.
There with it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So I'm going to tell you this right now because I think I saw Sean. I just pulled up the chat too. Sean saying the inside of your elbows are hurting after punching. I'm assuming you're talking right here. So that means you're hyperextending probably, and you're actually like snapping your arms out. So you never snap a joint, you never lock out a joint. It's the same thing when you as you go through these, and that's why. Like, number one, I guarantee you that most of you probably skipped the Boxing Basics video. You just push play on day one. Or you did the sample workout. That's okay. It was to be expected. Most of you, I just know that's going to happen. But I guarantee you that's probably where a lot of the problem is coming in, because what's happening is everybody's going to be doing this. And this is where I'm talking to you right now, because you have 2 weeks-ish to get into this as much as possible before your challengers start. And you need to know how to talk to people about this. That's the whole reason we have this coach exclusive window. It's not just hey, you're a coach, you're a perk. Here's a perk for you. It's actually using this for you to understand how this works. So my point of that is, if you're feeling it from the waist up more than anything else, if you feel it down your spine, if you feel it in your shoulder blades, if you feel it in your inside of your elbow, chances are you are doing all the work from the waist up, from the torso up, and you're not initiating the rotation from the hips down. And that's what I talk about in the Boxing Basics. That's what I talk about in the actual workouts. You guys are tagging me in your workouts every day, so I'm seeing it on social media where there's just a lot of upper body doing this, and there's not a lot of lower body doing this. So that's where the power comes from. That's where the rotation comes from. And the more that you work on that, think of turning your hips before you do anything else, everything else is going to come along with it. Like when you punch, you don't move your arm first or your fist first. You move your hip first. Your arm will catch up. So all these things you guys are feeling are 100% because you're not rotating or you're standing wrong. So that's why I always say, look at the Boxing Basics. Go back to it more than once. And think about this too. If you were in week 2, let's just say you started a week and a half ago. So you've done, because today's Wednesday, so you've done 5 boxing workouts, right? Total. They're 38 minutes each. In those, there's only 6 rounds of actual boxing because of the conditioning, agility, warm up, and core, and this and that. You guys have still boxed like under 2 hours in the past week and a half. Like under 2 hours. Like, yeah, no duh, you haven't gotten it yet. It's only been 2 hours. So you got to understand that this takes repetition. Like, think about the first time you rode a bike, you tried to walk, you tried to write. Like, everything takes repetition, and it's just the more you practice it, the better it will come. But everyone expects it to get it the first day, I know.
Hey, that makes me feel better, because sometimes I try to make a clip and that wrong moves there, but I just put it up anyway. So, okay, there's some people that are asking about some other questions, like, with all the extra time on their hands right now. I know this isn't program specific to 10 rounds, but like, what extra things could I do? One person's a firefighter wanting to do some running. Is that okay to add on, in your opinion? Obviously, talk about yoga.
I mean, you got, look, the program in itself works. It's, you have to remember okay, you have to remember what the program is, who the program is designed for. This program is designed for people who are not working out, right? Like every time we come out with a new program, it's for new people. It's to hopefully get the 80% of the population that are not working out to do something. So that's why the program in itself, in its entirety, is 100% all you need to burn fat and build muscle. Those are the two things that people always ask for. That's why we did it. That's why I built it this way. It burns fat and it builds muscle. So I want to say that first, top level. 10 rounds, 5 days a week is all you need to burn fat and build muscle and get amazing results. It does do that. Anything on top of that, 100% up to you. I know, we got a lot more time on our hands than normal. We want to get out and work with the kids. I say on that one, just understand that you just kind of use some sense on that, especially if you guys are coaches and you've been doing this for a while, you've gone through programs, like, you probably shouldn't do anything super high impact, but like just moving and going for a walk or running or riding your bike, like, that's all great. And if you want to add extra workouts, that's on you. Like, I don't really want to talk about that because it's more about, we're focusing on the people who aren't like, it's pulling teeth just to get them to do this, right? So that's the people that we really want to go after.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, Sean, how much time do we have on this call?
His next call, I think we just have about, 5-10 more minutes. Joe, how are you feeling?
Let's see. What time is my next call? I got a 6:30. So I got 8 minutes. How about that?
Yep.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask this question. It's in there, but I'm going to word it a little bit differently. Someone asked, what inspired you to do a boxing workout? So we're going to make it a two-part question. What inspired you to start boxing in the first place? And like, what got you started on your whole fitness journey? Like, why are you so passionate about what you do?
We can start with the fitness aspect of it. So, I've been, first job, health and fitness was 18 years old, working the front desk of a gym in West Texas. It was the graveyard shift. It was the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift. Like, you want to see some weird things, like go and see what, people that work out 2:30, 3 a.m. It's very strange. So I saw some interesting things. And as I was progressing through it though, I just went through the business side of it. I didn't get into the fitness aspect of it. I was in the business. So I was selling gym memberships, like sales manager, all these different things. And I was good. I've always, I went from, before that I was bartending and waiting tables and stuff. So I've always been a talker, people person, extrovert, and never had any problem talking to people. So it was very easy for me to sell memberships. And because I was just able to read people really well and understand when they came in, I would listen to what they say, what they wanted, and I would show them exactly in the gym what all the things that would help them get to that goal. And so then they would just buy the membership because that's what, I would just know how to talk to people about that. And then over the years, early 20s, I should say mid 20s, early 20s, I was useless. Mid 20s, I was a little kind of useless too, but a little less. We're all kind of useless in our 20s and we slowly get better as we get closer to 30, usually. So as I was progressing, I was getting more and more into it. I moved to Washington State when I was like 21-ish, and then started teaching group exercise classes up there because there's this cute girl that told me I should. I said, what the hell, might as well. And it just, over the years, I've just slowly gotten more into it. But for me, and if you follow me on social media, you know it, or if you've met me before, like, this is me. This is what you see is what you get. Like, and my fitness aspect of it is I just want to feel good and look good naked. Those are my two things. But I love cheeseburgers. I love whiskey. I have like a whiskey every single night almost, or a scotch or something. That's like just, those are my things that I love to do. So I don't live and breathe working out or macros or tracking. I don't do that. Like, I worked out this morning and I was up in the attic working on stuff like this new project. I'm putting a boxing bag railing into the gym. So like, I want to get my workout in it and then move on with my day. And I think that's why over the years, people like my programs and like talking to me about it, because I'm not the person that lives and breathes fitness. Exercise and nutrition is just simply supposed to enhance my life. It's supposed to allow me to do the things that I want to do. And then that's it. And I move on. So I think that's really, and that's kind of how it comes around with the programs. And for the program perspective, boxing and weightlifting are the two things that I love to do. Those are like the only two fitness elements that I look forward to doing. Nothing else, to be honest with you. Like, that's why I love boxing, because I get my butt whooped every time I go to my boxing trainer. She beats the crap out of me. And I look forward to the next time coming back, because it's just so much fun. So that's why when Carl and I started talking about a year ago for this program, it just made sense, because it was something, these are two things that I love to do. It's my wheelhouse, weights and boxing. That's why it was like a no-brainer to put weightlifting into this as well. And it was just, like, yeah, we got to do it, because it was something we knew the catalog didn't have, and it didn't have anything really like this. Like, punch is a punch, a squat's a squat, but this is completely different, and it's fun. So, I wanted to create something. Like, if it's not fun, I usually don't do it, or I at least find the fun in it, whatever it may be. So, and that's just how I always have been in my life. Like, that's my personal development, is simply saying, I have to have fun in my life. And so I surround myself with people that are like that. And I write my programs that way. And, my goal is to just continue to write programs like Lift 4 and 10 rounds and whatever else comes in the future, potentially, that will simply get people to do that as well, and understand that doesn't have to consume your life. You got enough to worry about right now. This is just supposed to enhance your life. This is supposed to make it better. This is supposed to make your life easier. It's supposed to make it easier to pick up your kids without hurting your back. It's supposed to make it easier to tie your shoes and take the groceries in one trip without having to go for two. Like, there's all these different things. That's the whole point, and that's what I try to instill in all my programs.
Okay, awesome. So we got to let you go so you can get to your next call, but Joel, I'll let you close out with whatever you want to help these coaches and myself know how to best help people with this program. Like what?
Yeah. And Jody just asked about ideas for kids nutrition with this program and kids using weights. Nutrition aspect of it, I don't know much about the nutritional element of it. I just know basic macros and calories. And so I would follow the kind of the same idea. But you can take a lot of the principles off of Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset, I'm sure, when it comes to that. When it comes to kids and weights, depending on the age, if they're anything under, especially like 16 and under, I personally don't recommend them lifting weights, anything more than 5-10 pounds max. Because they're still growing, and we don't want to mess with growth platelets or anything like that. So, but a lot of body weight exercises are great. So, programs like Core to Force is a full body weight training only program. So it's great for agility, conditioning, and balance, and all that good stuff. So, and Kara says UPF has a section on kids diet. Sweet, see, I told you. Perfect, thank you. So, and 5-year-old has 1 pound dumbbells. Perfect. Don't use them to punch with, and you'll be great. So my final thoughts on this one. So we've already kind of talked about, like, we all know there's no question of what's going on right now. There's no question that people are frustrated. People have aggressions to get out. Like, people are stuck in the house. Kids are stuck in the house. It's snowing half of America right now. So they're not going outside. Like, it just sucks right now in a lot of respects. But it's not permanent. It's not the new normal. I hate when people say how to get used to the new normal. And I say that's BS. This is not the new normal. This is like, I'm going to a Dodger game this summer at some point. It's going to happen. Like, I'm going to be in crowds. I plan on fully getting back into the world of getting back out there and with people. We're a society made up of people. We want to get out there and be among people, so it's going to happen. But until that does, this is a massive opportunity for us in Team Beachbody and coaches and trainers and everyone. We've been saying for years that we are the total solution, that we have everything that you need in terms of fitness and nutrition and supplementation and Shakeology. We've been saying it for years. And this is like, in my head, we just got bumped up to first string quarterback, and we just got put in the game. Like, it's on us now. Like, we are legit ready to go. Like, we've been saying this whole time, come on, coach, put me in. We're the total solution. We got it. And then all of a sudden, society just said, okay. And then now we're all like, ooh, shit, what do we do? I don't know what to do. So, like, now it's time to really go and talk to people and understand that all these people out here are looking for a solution, and we are it. So I really hope that you guys use, and the way to do it is you use the tools that you have. You have all the tools that you need in terms for this program, and like everything else. You have the before and afters. You have the nutrition stuff. You have the videos. You have the FAQs. Use the next week and a half, if you haven't started yet, but use the next week and a half to become an expert on where all this stuff is. You don't have to know how the drill was made and produced. You just know have to use it, right? It's the same thing. You don't have to know all the stuff about 10 rounds of what makes it authentic, what makes it unique. All you need to know is where to show people, this is what it's going to do for you. That's the way it's going to work. That's the way that people are going to flock to this, and they're going to want it, is if you show it what it can do for them, and punch out some aggressions, which everybody has right now. So if someone says right now, I'm not very aggressive, you're going to say, you're full of it. Because I think everybody's got some aggressions to punch out right now. So I don't think it could have come at a better time than right now for this program. And as always, thank you guys for everything that you do. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have to go get a real job. So I really appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you, Joel. Thanks for spending your evening here with us today. If you guys haven't tried 10 rounds yet, like tomorrow morning, go push play on that sample workout.
What else do you got to do? We just talked about all this free time you have. Come on, get into it.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you, Joel. You gave me the chills. We're in the game, and let's use these tools that we have, and let's help people change. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thank you, Kayshawn.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.